I heard that the dojo slash martial arts will not help with my anger issues. But what I suffer from is anger displacement, meaning it's hard for me to place my anger where it's supposed to be. Therefore, I release it on people I'm more comfortable with, which is toxic, and those people absolutely do not deserve it. Can martial arts help with the ability to stand up for myself in the moment and therefore not displace my anger towards people that don't deserve it? Yeah, so this is a great question. So when I started training martial arts when I was a kid, I was super angry, super pissed off. Just a lot of things weren't going the way I wanted them to go or going the way they should have went. And I didn't know how to control my anger. So I would let it bottle up and then I would explode on somebody. Like maybe somebody was joking around and said something stupid to me that day. And I would just unload on them. Then they didn't deserve it to be unloaded on that badly because all they said was something goofy. But I just had all this rage bottled up, and now the wrong person says some goofy stuff, and here it comes. So when I started training martial arts, basically it just took out all that energy, so I could just handle my my aggression and my anger better. I always equate it to, like, if you have a lion and you take him out the jungle and you put him in a box. Now, the lion in this analogy is the normal man. You take him out of the jungle, you take him out of the world, and you put him in a box, which is society. That lion who's used to running around, killing things, and using mad energy to go hunt and stuff like that. When you put him in that box, it's going to sit there and it's just going to be raging because it doesn't have that release. So in the modern day, with most young men, they aren't releasing that energy, and so this is where you see people blow up. This is where you see, bad things happen, because that's why I believe, everybody, especially young men, need martial arts, because when as a young man, you need to learn how to control your anger, and it can be a valuable tool if you know how to use it. Your anger is like a two-edged sword. It can either help you or it can destroy you. And for me, I would use my anger to destroy me when I was younger. So maybe I would go and get into a fight in school, and now I'm suspended, or maybe I would go blow up on somebody, and now I'm losing friends. Or maybe I would go blow up on somebody who really doesn't deserve it, and now they're like, oh, he's a prick, he's this, he's that, so through this process, I figured out that you can use your anger for good things. You can use it because it is a superpower. Like, still to this day, I'm a pissed off dude. I get pissed off, but I know how to control it. I know how to use it. So instead of being pissed off and blowing up on someone who doesn't deserve it, use that energy in another way. Be pissed off for greatness. Be pissed off because you're not doing enough in your life. You want more for yourself. So you go to the gym and you hit it hard. You go to the gym, you hit the bag, you throw a million kicks on the bag, and you just take all that frustration and anger out on the bag. You go to the jiu-jitsu gym and maybe you tap out a million people that day. Not saying be a dick and just try to break their arms and be a prick about it. Like, no, but you go to the gym and you work hard and you get tired, you get exhausted, and you fight for your life. And now when you go into the regular world, you're going to be just more zenned out, more calm. There's something that people say all the time is like, when they meet professional fighters and they meet fighters, they're like, damn, you're way more calm than I would have expected you to be. Now, if you run up on a fighter when they're preparing for a fight, and they're in fight mode, you're going to get a different reaction. But for the most part, a lot of fighters, they go to the gym, they train, and then they're pretty chilled out. You know what I'm saying? If they don't go to the gym and they don't get that hard training, they don't get that release, then you're gonna have that caged lion, that's waiting to blow up. But that's where, for example, when you see someone road raging, the person raging isn't mad about the road rage, isn't mad about you cutting them off or whatever the case was on the road. It's more about the other things that are going on in the background of their life. And if they don't have that release, in this case, martial arts, then you get yourself in a real bad situation. You know, there's been so many situations I've seen recently of someone who was road raging, just a regular dude. He was road raging, went up to the wrong window, and he got pew-pewed. You know, done. That's over with. You're done for it at a young age. You know, because you were raging. Now his life could have been saved if he went to the gym that day and did some martial arts. Now, when that person cuts you off in traffic, you're just like, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I'm relaxed. I feel good. I just had a good training. So that's where martial arts can help with your anger issues. It's probably one of the best things that you can actually do with your anger issues. But the underlying issues that you have that are making you angry, those are things that you have to address. Martial arts will help you like be a way to, and you know what, actually, you can actually learn a lot about your anger and yourself just through doing martial arts, because the whole process of doing martial arts, you know, a lot of people think that it's just, oh, you're fighting another person, but no, you're more so fighting yourself and learning about yourself. It's a very psychedelic journey. You know, when you go into the gym and you don't know how to defend yourself and you're getting rolled up and you're getting pieced up, but you come the next day and you come the next day and you come the next day. And through this process, you learn about yourself. You know, you learn what makes you tick. You learn what gets you motivated. You learn that you're good enough, you know, because also with what you were saying with, you know, not having the confidence to address people or whatever, and then that bottles up and then you explode your energy on someone that you know better and that's super toxic. You know, when you go to the gym and you have to go against somebody that you barely know who's going to beat your ass and you're a beginner and you have to show up and you keep coming up and you keep coming, you gain the confidence to where if someone says something to you in your day-to-day life that you don't like, you can just tell them like, hey, I don't really like that, you know, or hey, I don't agree with that, you know, and you have the confidence to know that if things go left, you can handle yourself. Not saying you're going to win. You know, maybe you win, maybe you don't, but you have the confidence to handle yourself. A lot of times, a lot of these issues come from a lack of confidence. And that's where martial arts is such a great, amazing tool for basically everybody, but especially for young men. And that's why everybody needs to learn to fight.